Hey guys, Doug here, how's it going? It's Wednesday, so I have another fall candle video for you. And today I'm talking about Yankee Classic Harvest right here. This is actually a 2-wick tumbler of it. And I also want to talk about, comparison to a country candle and a Kringle candle with similar names that some might think are, the similar candle. I know that I did whenever I purchased it. I thought it would be similar, even though it was kind of, named different. Turns out it's not, though. Neither of them are. But let's start off, though, with this. This is Harvest. This is one of the perennial Yankee Candle favorites for so many people for fall. It's one of my favorite fall candles. What's interesting with this? This isn't like a very exotic fall scent. I mean, at its heart, it's baking cinnamon, some clove. I get a little bit of corn in this too, like not really a buttery corn, almost like a roasted corn. This is like a fall festival to me. As this thing burns down, which by the way, 2-wick tumbler here. I'm pretty much doing everything 2-wick now. That is a pretty fugly burner, though. That is, so that's the thing with these 2-wicks. They burn pretty messy. This wax, the smooth wax in here, I don't like as much as the paraffin. But for almost all the candles, if you want a 2-wick, that's what you got to get. And I'm kind of been limited on my Yankee stuff here just because of the performance issues that they've had. But again, Harvest, I couldn't resist Harvest. You gotta burn Harvest every fall, or I know it's not fall yet, but close enough, right? I love Harvest. Performance issues be damned. And by performance issues, I mean more the burning, kind of that scuzzy burn. The 2-wicks have been performing fairly well for me on the throw scale. This one was probably about a 7 for the most part. And so it's pretty good for a Yankee. Yeah, Harvest is such an awesome scent. Again, this has been copied by so many people over the years, or have something similar to it. But it's pretty simple to me. It really is just a red hot cinnamon with a little bit of a clove punch with somewhat of a corn note. It's a classic though, and to me, this really smells like fall. Now, up here, guys, we have Autumn Harvest. This is by Country Candle, and I think you could see why some people might think it smells like Harvest. Of course, Kringle sometimes does do Yankee takeoffs, or they're kind of versions of them. Kringle or Country Candle, I'm sorry. And this one looks similar to Harvest, at least the classic label, with that roasted corn on it. This label looks amazing. I love how this looks. I love the yellow wax, and this is a very, very strong candle. You can see here inside there. Hopefully you can see that. I know I've got a light kind of blowing it out, but there is a lot of oil in here, and just popping the top off this thing is very strong. This is like a strong 8.5, pretty strong candle. There were times it's almost overpowering, but it's settled down a little bit, and man, just with this with this open here, it's just like a massive punch. So what does this smell like? Yeah, it's strong. So you do get a little bit of apple, a little bit of citrus. But the most predominant thing here is like a butter note, and I mean it's like milky butter. It's kind of weird. It's not really what I would think that this would smell like. I suppose the butter makes sense with the roasted corn, but I don't get any like roasted corn out of this. I do get that in Yankee's Harvest, and I know from other people, talking to other folks, and that candle's been around forever, so you've heard a lot of takes, you read a lot about it, and a lot of people do get that roasted corn note like the fall fare. Again, I don't get that at all here. It's just, I don't think this is a very fall candle. As great as the label looks on it here, it's just not, doesn't really do it for me. I like to burn my candles down typically more so for a review. I try and do halfway, although this one has cooled down to about here, but I can't really do this scent. It's just, I'm not really feeling it. So you might love it though. Again, it is a very buttery, milky, I say the apple and citrus, but it's so low in the mix that this is more just like a buttery, milky scent to me. Again, I don't know if it's a pour off, or something that would be, maybe coloring the scent, but that's what I get out of this. So, and I should say the burn here, these, I don't know if, again, sorry for the lighting if it blows it out, but this one has sooted pretty bad, and I've kept the wicks trimmed for the most part. They're a little bit longer here, but I'm trying to avoid puny wick. In general, the country candles that I've burned, you're going to see more here. One of them has been very, very good, and I can't wait to talk about that. But for the most part, they kind of are sooty to me, and the strength issues are kind of up and down. This one was mega strong, but yeah, I don't know really where I stand on the country candle jars for me, outside of the fact that they look good. I'll say that for sure. So, yep, that is Autumn Harvest. It is not like Yankee's Harvest, in my opinion. All right, and just for one last thing here, for comparison's sake, this is Autumn Harvest. I have a daylight of this. A daylighter, I'm sorry. This is from Kringle proper. That was Country Candle, the previous one. And this one has the same name and even pretty much the same description online. So I wanted to see if they were the same or how they compare, both of these to the Yankee one. And I can tell you that this one is different than the Country Candle one. Actually, I think it's significantly different. Again, I don't know if they're supposed to be the same, and like a pour was different on one of them, but this scent is awesome. I really like that, whereas I don't care for the Country Candle Autumn Harvest. I really, really dig this one. Yeah, so I do get the apple and pine here. It's it's like an apple pine and a potpourri type scent. Very fall craft store. It's a beautiful scent. And if I could switch things around, I would buy a candle of this one, and I might pick this up if these, when fall stuff goes on sale. Yeah, I would like a full jar of this. This is really, really nice. And this is a very nice autumnal scent. And if you can see here, no wick in it, as I do with all my daylighters. I melt this, and mega strong, as most of the daylighters are. It's even with the lid off here, it's another thing, just permeating the area here. Such a great autumnal scent. I really dig it. Again, apple, pine, potpourri. I think it says there's like citrus in this. I don't really smell the citrus here. Just more apple, pine, potpourri. But yeah, Autumn Harvest by Kringle. I dig it, and I really would like to get a candle of this. Yeah, guys, there's a comparison of these three. Again, I thought they would maybe be the same, and I was wrong. Because even, while I really love Kringle's version of Autumn Harvest, it's really not the same as this. I know that, Yankee's Harvest here could be sort of a potpourri scent, but it's really not to me. It gives some of that craft store vibe, like a lot of things with Red Hot Cinnamon do, but I think it's, unique into itself. Man, I love this scent. You know what's funny? So, as this guy's burned down here, with these large jars like this, you sometimes get a little bit of that smoky smell, just from burning it down. It's just kind of natural. It kind of blends in. I have to say, I really like it with this. Sometimes it doesn't work as well, but this adds a little bit of like a fiery note to it, and I really dig it. It gives me more of that fall, autumnal bonfire feel. So, yeah, Harvest. If you've never tried it, you really should try it. This is, of course, the a 2-wick. I've done it in jars. I've done it in tarts. I have several melt cups of it. This is just it's a fall classic for a reason. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.